between the class. Yes. Yes, I will revise. Don't worry, I will revise. And today one slide we will keep only for calculation of the bones, because yesterday I could see different calculations you all were doing. The final digit that you got, it was different. So today we'll keep one slide only for calculating all the bones that we have done, and also the ones that we'll be doing today. Yes. So just few more minutes. Okay, so now I think everything is fine and I'm going to start the class. So let me take the marker. Yes, here is the marker. Yes. Yes. So now yesterday what we did, quick, let's have a very quick recap of it, right? So first, yesterday we saw that there are two types of skeleton, the axial skeleton and the appendicular skeleton. We started with the axial skeleton, right? So in the axial skeleton, right, let me write over here, change the pen. Yes, axial skeleton. So axial skeleton, we have seen the cranial bones. How many cranial bones? 8. Then facial bones, that were around 14, and these two will make up the skull. Then I told you there are some bones which are associated with the skull, or in some books it is also given as a part of skull only. So what are those associated bones? They are going to include, first the ear ossicles. Yes, so in total 2 ears, so 3 here, 3 here, we have 6 ear ossicles, and then one more. Remember this single bone, the bone which is not attached to any other bone, hyoid bone, right? So this much I think we did yesterday. So can you tell me now the total for this? 14 plus 8 plus 6 plus 1. Yes, how much? Now do the calculation correct. Yes. Yes, correct. So here it is total 29 bones, right? Then yesterday we have also seen within the axial skeleton, we have seen one more part of it, that is the vertebral column. I can just write vertebral column here only. I'll add it here. Yes, I'll add over here, right? So then we have seen vertebral column. So vertebral column, some of the bones are fused, right? We have 7 cervical, then 12 thoracic, then 5 lumbar, then 1 sacral. And you know that sacral bone, it is actually formed by fusion of 5 bones. And then we have one last coccygeal bone, and that coccygeal bone is also formed by the fusion of 4 bones, right? So in total, in vertebral column, we have 26 bones. Now do the total and tell me. Yes. Now do the total. Again, 1 student, 2 students have made mistake, 3, 4 students have made mistakes. Oh my God, very easy. It is 55 bones. Correct. So now we have done the calculation for 55 bones. Let's do the rest of the bones, right? So within axial skeleton, now this I am going to leave for the rest of the bones. In this board, we will do only the calculation part, right? So now I'm going to start with the next bone of the axial skeleton, and that bone is sternum, right? The next bone of axial skeleton, it is sternum. So where is sternum located? On the dorsal side or on the ventral side? This side is our, yes, very good. It is located in the mid ventral part. So can we say mid ventrally, in the middle? Just like the males, they wear tie, है ना? So it is just like that. So mid ventrally, right? Okay, of thorax, very good. Mid ventrally in the thorax region. So I hope you all know that this is the head region. Then the place where we have lungs and everything, that is the thoracic region. And then we have the abdominal region, right? So this bone, sternum, it is present in the thoracic region. Now, how does it look like? Let me make the structure of that bone. So it has got a very simple structure. Like I told, na, it is like how the males will wear the tie. So it is like that tie, like this. Right? So now this is the sternum. Sternum is a flat bone. Remember, flat bone in the types of bones we have already done. So sternum is a flat bone. Now you can also add this. So in the previous slide we did calculation till 55, right? So one is added now. So 56. Sternum is just one bone, right? Now what is the role of sternum? What is the role of sternum? It provides a site for attachment to the ribs, rib cage. Yes, very good. So now along with this, let's do the ribs and the rib cage also. So why it is called rib cage? Because all those ribs, they form a cage-like structure, right? So in total, how many are there? There are 24. That means 12 pairs of ribs, right? 12 pairs, and in total, what would be the count? 24. Okay. Now, how the ribs are attached to the sternum? That I'm going to tell you, right? Now, this sternum, even this structure of sternum can be divided into three parts, right? The first upper part, it is called prosternum, or it is also called manubrium, right? Prosternum or manubrium. Then this part, it is called as the mesosternum, the middle part. It is called mesosternum, and like in common terms, we can call it as the body of sternum. This is the main body of sternum, right? Then the last part is called metasternum, and it is also called xiphoid. Xiphoid process, xiphoid extension, right? So what are the three parts? Pro, meso, meta, sternum. In other words, what are they known as? Manubrium, body of sternum, and then the xiphoid, right? So that's how you can divide that full sternum into three parts, right? Now let's see how ribs are attached to it. So ribs, I'm going to make that in yellow. Okay, so how ribs are attached to it? The ribs are attached in this way. So this is the first pair. Then you have the second pair of rib coming. Then you have the third pair, in the sense the same rib is also attached on the other side. Because I have labeled here, that's why I'm not making, right? Just don't think that you have ribs only on one side and nothing is there on the other side. It's just that I'm not making it, right? So it is there on either sides. Then you have the next pair. Like this, all the ribs will be attached. But then all the 12 pairs of ribs, they are not attached in a similar way. There is difference. What difference is there? I'll tell you. The first 7 pairs, I'll also write down here. So from first to 7th ribs pair, these are attached directly to the sternum, right? So I have drawn 4. I'll also make the rest 3. 5, 6, and then 7, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since these ribs, they are attached directly to the sternum, that's why we call these ribs as true ribs, right? Why they are true? Because they are the ones who are directly attached to the sternum, right? Okay, then the rest of the pairs. Rest means which one? 8th, 9th, and 10th, right? The next three pairs, they are not directly attached to sternum. Now the question is, if they are not directly attached to the sternum, then to what they are attached? Yes, very good, Uday. They are attached with the seventh rib. So this is the seventh rib, right? So from here only they will be attached like this. So this is the next pair, and then the next one, and I'm falling short of space, so I'll just keep it above. Yes. And then next. So here you have your 8th, 9th and 10th pair of rib, which you can see is not directly attached to the sternum. It is attached to the sternum through the 7th rib. That's why these three pair of ribs, they are known as false ribs. Right? These three pairs, they are known as what? False ribs. Then comes the next. The not flying. Sarah, not flying. They are called floating ribs, right? Yes. So I'm going to talk about them. So the next 11th and 12th pair of ribs, what they are called? Floating ribs. Now understand why they are called floating ribs. Because they are not attached to sternum. So now you will say this is the common point with the 8th, 9th and 10th rib also, but there is difference because these three, they are connected to the 7th. This is not even connected to the 7th. That means it is not attached anywhere ventrally. So where it is attached? It is attached dorsally. Now here comes another point. What point? That here I am able to show only this sternum, but these ribs which are turning around like this behind, that means in the dorsal part of your body, where they are going to attach? Very good. They are going to attach to the vertebral column. That means backbone. Remember yesterday we discussed not spinal Pranati, backbone, right? They will get attached to the backbone. So that's why it forms a cage like structure, right? In the ventral side we have sternum, in the dorsal side you have vertebral column, and then around that completely you are having the ribs, right? So that's how it makes the cage like structure. But the last two pairs, that is 11th and 12th, they are not attached ventrally anywhere. What I told you, they are attached dorsally. So here I'm going to make that dorsal portion of the vertebral column, right? So you have T11, T12. Quickly tell me what is T11 and T12. What is T over there? Quick. What is that T? Very good, thoracic. So total 12 vertebrae are there in thoracic, na? So the vertebrae number 11 and vertebrae number 12. So these two, they will have floating ribs. Yes, which are coming out like this. So because they are present coming from only one side, they are not totally covering the ventral portion also. That's why they are known as floating ribs. So where these two are attached? These are attached dorsally to the vertebral column. So that's how now that whole ribcage like structure will be formed. Understood everyone? Ribcage? Yes, Sri Lasya, I will answer your question very soon. Right? So understood this point everyone? Yes, I got your question, Lasya. I know you want to know the difference between vertebral column and spinal cord. After this slide, I will tell you that. Then I will proceed to next both. Yes, clear? Okay. So now 1 sternum and 24 ribs. So let me go back to that calculation slide. So now under this axial only, can I add that? So let's add sternum. Sternum is 1 and then rib cage we did. So rib cage is 24. 12 pairs, that means 24. Now quickly calculate and tell me how much you are getting. Yes, tell me how much you are getting. Yes, got the answer? Very good. So remember yesterday what we discussed? Oh, Maitri, you are still getting the wrong answer. Gautami, I think you are missing one of the bones. Charan, Kumar, you are also missing one bone. Yes, the correct answer is 80. Correct answer is 80. So remember yesterday on the top we have written axial bones are total 80 and appendicular are 126. So till now how much we have done? 80 bones. Yes, Srividya, I think you need to calculate once again. I have written all the digits, all the numbers. Just check. Just check. I am on the same slide. Just check. Check the number of bones. Up part, okay. Yes, now check. This is the full calculation. Okay, so Lasya has asked me a doubt. What is the difference between vertebral column and spinal cord, right? So just remember one thing. Like you have skull, cranium, that is the bony structure. Inside that you have brain, right? Brain is a part of your nervous system. Same way, spinal cord is also a part of your nervous system, right? What I told you, brain is a part of your nervous system and the skull is protecting it, right? It is a bony structure. Same way, spinal cord, let me make that diagram. Yesterday I made, I think, this brain, very simplified brain I had drawn, right? So this is your brain and it is all protected by the skull. And then here you have your spinal cord, which is protected by bony structure, that is vertebral column. So this spinal cord, it is a part of your nervous system, right? And all this vertebrae, see, you have to understand what I told you yesterday, that all the vertebrae, they are small bones. It is not, the vertebral column is not a single bone. So all those small bones, right? I'll even show you the structure of a vertebrae, a very simplified structure, not a detailed one, right? So they will have processes like this. Right? This is called the body or the centrum of vertebrae. These are some transverse processes and that I don't want to go in that much detail. Important is this. This is your neural canal. So now just imagine all these vertebrae, they are placed one above the other. Like biscuits will be there in a packet, one above the other. So same way, all these vertebrae, they are placed one above the other. Now this neural canal is there in all the vertebrae. So that neural canal, it is forming a long canal because it is there in all the vertebrae. So the spinal cord, it actually passes through this canal. This entire spinal cord, it is passing through that neural canal. Understood now? All these are small vertebrae, and when they are kept one above the other, all the holes, that means all the neural canal will join, and through that only the spinal cord will pass. Understood? So the bony structure is called either vertebral column or backbone, and the spinal cord inside it is a part of nervous system. Yes, Satakshi, rib cage, just now I told you, right? Vertebral column is there, inside that you have spinal cord, and the ribs are attached on the outer side of vertebral column. They are attached exteriorly to the vertebral column. They are not penetrating inside. Clear now, Lasya? You got it correct now, Srividya? Yes? Last two pairs of ribs, they are attached to the vertebral column. See, you have vertebral column here, है ना? So they are attached to the vertebral column. They are not attached to either sternum or any of the other bone in the ventral side. Clear now? Yes. So this diagram is not required. I'm just going to erase it because we'll do rest half of the calculation here. Right. So with this, the rib cage is also done. Now shall we start with the other part of skeleton, that is with skeleton? Appendicular skeleton, right? Let's start with it. Yes. So appendicular skeleton, what I told you, here we'll discuss about the limbs and also about the girdles. So limbs, mein what are the limbs we are having? Four limbs, that is hands, both the hands and hind limbs. Hind limbs are our legs, right? So first we'll do this limbs part first. Yes. Yes. So for that I will first show you a diagram. Yes. So now this is your 11th standard NCERT, wherein this is the chapter locomotion and movement. So now in this chapter I just wanted to show in the diagram. Yes. So can you see the vertebral column over here? How all these vertebrae are placed one above the other? Right, and this is the coccyx. Coccyx, I don't know, I think I forgot to tell you this point. Coccyx or coccygeal bone is also known as our tailbone, right? That is commonly also called as tailbone. Yes, I will zoom it, sure. Yes, so this is the rib cage. So let me show you the ribs also. Yes, so here in this rib cage, can you see? I'll just highlight with red color. This is the first pair of rib, then second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So all these, you can see that they are directly attached to the sternum. This is the sternum part. So they are directly attached to the sternum. So first 7 pair, they are true ribs. Then now in pink, can you see this 8th? And then this 9th, and then this 10th. So these 3, they are attached to the 7th one. So they are false. Now look at the floating ribs. Can you see this vertebral column behind? Sternum ends over here. It is present ventrally. This is the vertebral column which is present dorsally, right? So this small vertebrae over here you can see, right? So here you can see, I'll just change the color. So now see the green colored ones. This one bone over here, can you see? They are just present partially. They are not covering completely. They are present till half of the distance. So this one and then this last pair. So these two will make up the 11th and 12th pair of rib. Now understood how it is attached to the vertebral column and it is present only till halfway, not completely. No, sternum is not attached to vertebral column. Sternum is here. Vertebral column is behind. The only way they are attached, anyway, they are not directly attached. And it is only ribs which is attaching in both the sides. Right? Got it. Okay, fine. Yes, so now actually I wanted to show over here the other bones. Yes, this is the bone I wanted to show all of you all the bones of our limbs. Yes, so I think I have zoomed it to the maximum extent and you are able to see. Yes, so let us see the bones one by one over here. So we are only going to talk about the bones of limbs. Four limb, one hand. Okay, first one hand only. So now can you see here, you can even name this bone, I'm sure. This one over here, this bone, it's also marked. So that is one of the long bone, that is humerus. Very good. So that is one. In one hand only one, right? Then there are 2 more bones, radius and ulna, right? Now many students see here only we have 2 bones, radius and ulna, right? So many students will have confusion, which one is radius, which one is ulna. So this confusion is like never ending. So how you are supposed to remember? Just remember one thing. To your thumb side, okay, this is your thumb. So on this side of your thumb, you will have the radius. Just remember one thing, then you can remember that the other one is ulna, right? So to the thumb side, which bone you have? You have the radius, and then other side you will have ulna. Then our wrist, the wrist bone are also known as carpal. So I'll just number over here only. Humerus is 1, radius is 1, ulna is 1. How many carpals are there? 8 carpals, right? I think that day we have seen in one of the type of bone, small cubical bone, short bones, है ना? So those short bones, cubical bones, where they are present in wrist. So they will make up our wrist. So those bones are called what? They are called, yes, they are called carpals. Then in our palm region, this is our palm. Yes, after this wrist, here we have palms only, na? So these, there are 5 bones here in the palm region. So those bones, they are called metacarpal. So I'm just going to write 5 over there. And then you have these fingers, and within the fingers we have small bones which are called phalanges, right? They are called phalanges. Now in every finger there are three phalanges, right? 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Only in thumb there are 2 phalanges. So now can you tell me the total number of phalanges? It will be 14, right? Phalanges will be 14 in number. Now quickly do the maths and tell me how many bones in one hand. Quickly do the math. Tell me how many bones in one hand. Very good. This time everybody has done correct calculation except 2 3 again. Oh, so many wrong answers are also coming. Just do the maths. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 8 plus 5 plus 14. That will make up total 30 bones. Yes, those who are not getting 30, do the maths again. Yes, Ishwar, you want to say something? Yes. Kamalika Anem Charan, yes. Yes, now everybody is getting 30, right? Now how many hands you have? I know I have asked a very difficult question. Tell me quickly, how many hands you have? 2. So 30 into 2, 60. Yes? So done with 60. Can we add these bones over here, there? Okay, we'll add along with the legs, the bones of legs. Together we'll add. Okay? Scapula is not the bone of your hand. It is a part of girdle. I have said this verbally in the previous class. Right? Scapula is a part of girdle. So that I will show you in girdle. It is not the bone of your limb. Right? This clavicle and scapula, this is not a part of your limb. I will tell you this in girdle's part. Right? Okay. So now let's move a little ahead with the bones of the legs and yes, here we have the bones of legs. Yes, so now let's start calculating the bones of legs. So first, in the thighs, from here the leg starts, right? We cannot include the hip bone in the bones of hind limbs, right? Okay, so the first bone, the longest bone, that is our femur. It is also known as thigh bone, right? Yes, so this is femur. Femur is only one leg. Then coming to the rest part of the leg, there are 2 bones, tibia and fibula. Just like radius and ulna, here we have tibia and fibula. So this is also 1 and this is also 1. Now coming to the next part, that is ankle. Right? I hope everyone knows what ankle is, right? Okay, so ankle has certain bones which are called tarsals. Like in hands, wrist, we had carpals. Here we have tarsals. So the count is different. Now don't think the count will be same. Here in tarsals, there are only 7 bones. Whereas the carpals. How many carpals were there? Carpals were 8 and tarsals are 7. Remember this point. Then of course you will have, just like metacarpals, you have metatarsals. Metatarsals will be 5 only. Right? Metatarsals are 5. And finally phalanges. Now you will think that the fingers of your hand, they are quite longer, so they have 3 phalanges. But the toes in our legs, they are very short, so they can't have 3 phalanges. But then they also have 3 phalanges, except thumb. Thumb has only 2 phalanges. Rest of the toes have 3 phalanges. So here we have total 14 phalanges only. Clear, everyone? Okay, now one extra thing that we have in the legs, which was not there in the hands, right? So here in the knee we have one bone that is called patella. So that is only one. This patella is also known as knee cap, right? Patella is also known as knee cap. Yes, now calculate. Many students have already started to answer. Yes, so one leg has, again someone is getting 10 bones extra. From where you are getting these 10 bones extra? Tell me. Yes, now almost everyone is getting the correct answer. So here also actually the total number of bones are 30 only. It's just that, remember, tarsals mein there is one less bone and that one is added as patella. Like that you can remember. Now before this, in any of my classes, did you hear about patella? Under which topic? Quickly tell me, what is the shape of patella? What type of a bone it is? Come on, I have taught you this. Very good, Sai Charan. Okay, one. Pujita, Sai Charan, Pujita, Gautami, and Harini have given me the correct answer, and that is sesamoid bone. Yes, sesamoid bone, right? Other students have also given, but quickly the name went off, so I could not read. Yes, sesamoid is the correct answer, right? So you can see the shape of this bone. And I told you it is like this sesame seed. So that is a example of sesamoid bone. Can you give me second example of sesamoid bone? Yes, there are only 2 in our body. One is this and the other one is, quick, very good, pisiform. And pisiform is a bone of wrist. Very good, very good. I can see you all are preparing for tomorrow's test. Yes. Okay, so bones of legs done. How many legs you have? Quick. At least be fast in answering this. 2. So 13 to 2. Yes, 13 to 2. 60. So now let's add this. Let's add this in the slide. Yes, so here we did the calculation. So let's add the bones of appendicular skeleton. Yes, so here I will write appendicular skeleton. Right? So here first the bones of 4 limbs. So directly I am going to write 60. 2 hands, so total I am writing. Then the bones of hind limbs, again 60. So now 120, and previously here we got 80. So 80 plus 120 is equal to, yes, 200. So 200 bones we have done. We are done with 200 bones. How many are left now? 6. So now let's see where those 6 bones are. So with that we'll complete the skeleton, and now you know the location of all these bones. Yes, pisiform, it is a bone of the forelimb only, Sai Charan. I was talking according to the shape. So if we are talking about the types of bones according to the shape, then it is a type of sesamoid bone. So there are only two sesamoid bones. One is pisiform, which is there in wrist. It is a part of your forelimb only. And then the other one is patella, which is a part of your hind limb. It is included in the count. Sai, I have added that. For carpals, we have not mentioned the name. Remember, I have directly written 8. We have not written the name of all those carpal. Understood now? Ah. So name wise, we have not seen. For the wrist bones, we have just written 8. Yes, whatever I am teaching you in today's class is there for exam tomorrow. Till here. Girdles are not there, but a little idea about girdles I am going to give you now. Maitri, we will discuss this in the next topic because right now it is not at all linked to this topic, right? But yes, next week we are going to come to that part only. Yes, clear? So now you want to know where the rest of the 6 bones are located. So let's see quickly. So 200 bones done. So first I'm going to show you that in the diagram. So let me just write. Yes, let's talk about girdles. So girdles may two types of girdles, right? Understand this part. There is pectoral girdle and then there is pelvic girdle. Right? Pectoral girdle and pelvic girdle. First, pectoral. So pectoral will have two types of bones. One is called clavicle. It is also known as the collarbone. The other one is scapula. That is also known as the shoulder bone. So now I am going to show you this in the diagram. Yes, so coming back to this diagram, but now you don't have to look at the hand, bones of hand. Now you have to look at this upper region. So I'm going to zoom it. I hope it's clear to all of you. Let me drag it little down. Yes, now I think it is very much clear, right? Okay, so now you just have to focus on two bones. This is one bone, one of the bone here, this one. The one which I have marked in red. This one. Right? So same way you will have another bone on other side also like this. Right? So what is this bone? This is present in your collar part, right? So you can even touch and feel this bone. Yes, this bone. So this is our collar bone. This is called collar bone. It is also known as beauty bone. Girls will know. And it is called as clavicle. This collarbone is also known as clavicle, right? So here one and here one. Now, collarbone is present ventrally or dorsally? Quickly tell me. Ventrally or dorsally? Quick. Ventrally. Hai na? This side is our ventral side. Now let's talk about the dorsal side. Here on the dorsal side, we have a triangular bone. Let me change the color and show it to you. So I am going to mark that in green. So can you see this triangular bone? It is behind the ribs, huh? It is behind. Here they have shown the rib cage. So here this triangular bone, can you see? So this bone, it is called scapula. This is also known as shoulder bone. So this also actually you can feel, you can touch and feel the triangular portion. People who are very skinny, it is very, very much visible in them, very much prominently you can look over there. No, this is not the last class. We have many more classes ahead. Yes. So again, one more scapula will be there on this side, attached like this. So 2 clavicle, 2 scapula. Add and tell me how much it is. 4. So 200 plus 4. Yes. 204. Now how much is left? Two. So where do you think which bones we are left with? Let me see. Yes, Pragna has given the correct answer. Ha, pelvic girdle I have written, but where it is? What it is also commonly known as? Yes. Now you are giving the correct answer. So first I will show you in the diagram only where those bones are located. Yes. So now the last bone that is left is the part of hip bone, right? That means the pelvic girdle. Now understand this thing. I will write here. The pelvic girdle has how many bones? It has two coxal bones, right? And one coxal bone is in turn formed of three small bones: ilium, pubis, ischium. Can you see this broader part over here? This broader part. So this broader part is ilium, right? Then there is this part which is pubis, and then here you can see this part which is ischium. So these three, they are fusing, right? They are fused to each other to form one bone that is called coxal bone, right? That is called, no Maitri, not that, right? That is called coxal bone. Now there is one more coxal bone on this side also. So again, this coxal bone, which is on the other side, it is also made up of ilium, pubis and ischium. But then we don't consider them as separate bones. Why? Because I told you that they are fused. No, this ilium is different. Shake. This ilium is different, and the ilium of your small intestine, that is different. If you focus onto the spelling, this is ILIUM, and the one which is there for, which is a part of small intestine, that is ILE. Here it is ILI, right? So both the words, they are totally different. One is the part of your hip bone and the other one is small intestine, that is ILE, and this is ILI, right? So these three, they are getting fused, they make up one coxal bone, and this entire hip region, it is composed of two such coxal bones. So now adding two coxal bones to the count of 204, how many bones we get in total? Yes, 206. So adult humans, we have 206 bones, and now along with the location we have seen the name of all those bones. Yes, so let's add this to our list and complete the list, right? Let's complete it. So yes, pelvic girdle, what I told you, it has two coxal bones. And then coming to the last part here, pectoral girdle, 4, pelvic girdle, 6. Oh, sorry. Not 6, they are fused. So 2 coxal bones, will write 2. So now here the total becomes how much? 126. So axial 80, appendicular 126, and then total of these two, that means 126 plus 80, you get 206 bones. Clear, everyone? Uday, sacral bones, I think we discussed in the vertebral column. Sacral. Yes, we have discussed it in the vertebral column. Yes, I will share the QR code. Don't worry, I will share it. Yes, which slide? You want to see the pelvic bones once again? So you all have NCRT? This is the pelvic bone. So these three are small bones, then the joint, and they form the coxal bone. More than 300. Babies will have more than 300 bones. Then those bones will fuse, and then when they become adults, the number of bones will be 206. Okay, I'll ask you one thing. Like, you would have seen a small baby, na? Played with them, maybe your cousin or someone. Played with a small baby? Yes? Okay. So have you ever touched this head region? This one, this here. Did you ever touch this region in them? This part? In very small babies, I'm telling you. Like in the age group between 0 to 1, 0 to 2. Very young babies. Yes. So how do this portion will be very soft, but now when you touch, and now what is there, it is very hard. But in those small kids, if you touch this, there will be a kind of hole that you can feel. Have you felt it? So next time when you are playing with a baby, you can just try it. So you can feel one, a small depression, a small hole, and a very soft part. So what is that soft part? You know why it is there? Because here the bones have not completely formed. Right? Here, one will be here, one depression will be here, and another depression will be somewhere here behind. Right? So in these two parts, what has happened? Those skull bones are there, they are not completely formed. So they will be fully formed, ekdam very hard structure. It will be formed up to the age of 6. Now, can you just think and tell me why it is not fully formed when they are young? Tell me. Why this is soft and that bone is not completely formed? That's what I'm asking. Why the fusion did not take place? Why that bone formation or bone hardening, all that did not occur completely? Less protein, less calcium. No. That is not the reason. How can this be answer that they are young? So what? There has to be a specific reason, right? It takes more time for what? That's what I'm telling you. Why this part is not grown completely in them? Why the skull is not very hard? Why the bone here has not developed completely? To release heat, oh my god, no. One student has given correct answer, Priya. For the growth of brain, see, understand, if the skull is completely formed and you know your brain is inside that, and the brain has to grow, so it needs some space, na? Right? So this is one reason. There is second reason also that I can tell you. Right? This is one reason for the brain to grow. So it will need some space. So that is one correct answer. The second correct answer is, now just think, when that baby is coming out, that means the delivery, parturition of the baby is happening. So when it is coming out of the mother, right, what will happen if this portion, and you know that the head comes first, hai na? It is not the other way around. The head will come first, right? So when the baby is coming out, that head is coming. Just think, if it is a hard structure, then it is going to be very difficult for the baby to come out. If this is a little flexible, then the bones can slightly move and adjust, so that the baby is able to come out. This is second reason why this is not formed completely. But yes, by the age of 6, this skull in them will be developed completely, right? Yes, Supraja. Now I can see. Yes, so these are the two reasons. Yes, so now all you have properly hard developed skull. Yes. Anyone still able to feel the depression? That is not normal, right? So you can see that only in babies. Yes, so I think with this, we will end the lecture over here. And next class, we are going to talk about the joints, right? Joints in our body. Now all the bones, they are joined to each other. So there are some typical type of joints which are present, specific type of joints present in between. So we will discuss about that. And yes, I'm going to share the QR code. Yes, I hope it is visible. For tomorrow's test, just be prepared with the bones of the hands and legs. And very easy questions are there. Whatever I have taught you in class, whatever you have written in the notes, you can just read that. That's it. Yes, yes, I have shared the QR code. You can see over there. Yes, I have now enlarged also. Now you can see a zoomed version of it. Clear? Yes, so done for today's class. Chalo, thank you students and bye. See you in the next week.